So in the last video I answered the first question that comes out of a discussion about dogmatism: what are these beliefs that are held? And then I posed the second question of why we believe these things. And then we talked about behavior to set down some fundamental ideas about behavior. And in this video, I'll attempt to answer that second question. So since we talked about behavior, the question now is, why do we have the behavior of belief? This falls into the second tier of that behavioral hierarchy that I came up with. Belief is something that is prevalent in humans, but it's not distributed evenly. Some cultures believe more fantastic things, and some cultures believe less fantastic things. And some cultures believe very little at all. Now we can state here that our common sense notions about where belief comes from are most certainly wrong. The common idea is that you have free will to believe. Now free will is another debate, so I'm just going to mention this as the most common reason supposed. Bertrand Russell says that we organize our instinctive beliefs, and that by considering which of them is most possible, we can modify or abandon certain beliefs, and we can arrive at what we believe. So this lets us arrive at an orderly, systematic organization of knowledge. And he also says that while the possibility of error remains, its likelihood is diminished by the interrelation of the parts. Daniel Dennett says that belief is so important that it must not be subjected to the risks of criticism, has led people who do believe to save their belief structure by making them incomprehensible even to themselves. Now neuroscience has made some recent strides. In one experiment they showed that belief comes from the same areas as social processes in the brain. In other words, it's kind of hardwired into us. So why is it in there? The theory is that it likely came from the early stimulation of our species due to the social interaction with each other. So with social emergence, we can see how early humans would have become self-aware and then aware of others. First we suppose that the monkeys around us have thoughts and feelings, and then the mouse, and then the tree, and then a rock, and then the earth, and then the universe. This leads to disembodied minds. Now aside this biological argument, why do we believe in a society that supposedly has free will? Let's go back to the socioeconomic environment here. We can see that we're influenced by these factors here. So why do I think that we believe in a non-biological way? The first reason is conditioning. This is usually called indoctrination with belief. And this is very simply that whenever you're young, you pick up the same values and belief systems as your parents or whoever it is that's raising you. And if you don't believe those things, then you become ostracized. Second is that there's a positive portrayal of belief. Belief is romanticized. It starts to become an attribute at this point. It becomes a good thing to believe. And the third reason is early educational systems. In early education, we lie to our children and they believe it. And they won't start to question the answer itself until later. Now, do they question? Well, yeah, of course they do. Kids always ask why at the end of everything. But these are just the next question. Why is the sky blue? Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? The questions follow each other, and whatever you tell them, they automatically believe. But they don't challenge those beliefs themselves until later.